Nicosia isn't the kind of place that makes the front of postcards. It's not wrapped in palm trees or washed in turquoise surf. You won't find influencers lined up in front of luxury resorts or sunset-soaked piers. But if you're after something honest, something with weight, history, and layers that don't peel off in one visit, this is where you go. Locals call it Lefkosía. And while headlines often remind us it's Europe's last divided capital, the real story sits in the quieter places. The corners where life goes on, borders or not, where cafes open, markets buzz, and two worlds breathe the same air across a painted green line. This city's been around a while, over 4,500 years in fact. What started as a small Bronze Age village called Ledra became a crossroads of civilizations. Greeks, Romans, Byzantines, Venetians, Ottomans, the British, each leaving behind their stamp and sometimes a scar. Those tall Venetian walls that still circle the old town, built in the 1500s to hold off invaders, but couldn't stop the Ottomans, who took the city in 1570. They brought minarets, hammams, and spices that still linger in local kitchens today. Then the British came in 1878, adding colonial buildings and paving the way toward modern friction. In 1974, that tension split the city. Since then, a buffer zone, the Green Line, has divided Nicosia into two parts: Greek Cypriots to the south, Turkish Cypriots to the north. But here's the thing, the city still works. People cross back and forth every day. All it takes is a passport and a few steps. The crossing at Ledra Street is the most used. It feels strange at first, walking from Orthodox churches and frappe cafes into a place where the call to prayer echoes across domes. It's like flipping between pages of two books at once. Inside the old city walls, time doesn't move in a straight line. The Laiki Geitonia area is a good place to start. Narrow lanes with wooden shutters, quiet courtyards, tiny shops, and smells of fresh bread and strong coffee. There's charm here, but it's not polished. It's lived in. Southern Nicosia is where you'll find the Archbishop's Palace, part political HQ, part religious symbol, and the understated Cathedral of St. John, hiding an explosion of frescoes behind its plain stone face. The Cyprus Museum, too, is a must. It's filled with artifacts that trace the island's long, complicated history. And those little terracotta figures from Agia Irini? Haunting in the best way. Step over the line, and Lefkosía, the northern side, opens up. Different, but not distant. The Buyuk Khan, a 16th century caravanserai, is now a quiet spot full of tea, handmade crafts, and sun-filled corners that beg you to sit a while. The Selimiye Mosque, once a Gothic cathedral, blends arches and minarets in a way that shouldn't work, but absolutely does. Then there's the Arasta Bazaar, buzzing with color, spices, and bargains you didn't know you wanted. And the food? That's a whole other story. In the south, you'll find grilled souvla in back alley tavernas and homemade halloumi that melts on the tongue. In the north, meze spreads come with stuffed vine leaves, grilled meats, and dips that taste like home, even if it's not your home. Grab a cup of Cypriot coffee, grounds at the bottom, no shortcuts. Bite into some luku maids dripping in syrup, or sip on a glass of commanderia, a wine older than most flags. Nicosia has a creative soul too. Street art covers cracked walls near the buffer zone. Not random graffiti, but big, bold expressions about memory, identity, and what comes next. It's not always pretty here. Parts of the city wear their pain openly, barbed wire tangled with bougainvillea, bullet holes above door frames, faded signs in two languages. But there's beauty in the honesty, and warmth in the way locals on both sides still stop to say hello. This is a place that raises questions. Big ones, about borders, belonging, belief. But it also offers answers in a meal shared across a table, in the sound of church bells and calls to prayer echoing just streets apart, in the quiet corners where life keeps going, despite everything. Nicosia doesn't try to charm you, it doesn't have to, it stays with you because it's real, and that's rare.